here at the eMetrics Marketing Optimization Summit. I'm Daniel Waisberg. I'm here with Jim Sterne. He's the founder of the eMetrics Marketing Optimization Summit and founder and chairman of the board of directors of the Web Analytics Association, WAA. Mm-hmm. He's also the author of many books, and his last one is Social Media Metrics. It's a great book. We'll talk about it later. So, Jim, what did you find especially interesting in this last summit?
This summit, and this is something that I just only realized this morning, every day I try to think what's unusual, what's a common thread, is there a theme? This one is about maturity. This is where I think about Stefan Hamel and the maturity model. Expedia, Dell, IBM, they all got up and talked about having structure, process, hiring more people. We've had tools forever. The technology's not been a problem for the last 10 years. But now companies have teams of testing managers and hundreds of people doing testing, but a group that is managing the tests. Or they have people who are managing the analytical process, and then the people associated in business units who are consuming the analysis. And the level of education has risen suddenly this year, where some of the common problems in the larger companies, some of the common problems have gone away. We have educated people on how to use data instead of being baffled by it. So I think I'm seeing a new level of maturity in taking advantage of analysis, testing, optimization, and using it for customer relationships and generating revenue.
Okay, so one of the things that I learned about Jim is that when he writes something, it usually happens in 2 years. So you wrote the Social Media Metrics book. So what do you think? You think this field is growing, that we will see more of that?
Yeah, I think there's two things. First, social media by itself is not new at all. It is simply communication. So anything that makes it easier for people to communicate will catch on. So the telegraph, telephone, email, Facebook, Twitter, it's just easier to communicate. It takes the friction out of communication, which is what humans really like to do. So it's not going away. The internet has always been social. We just didn't know we were supposed to call it social media. Email is a social thing. Threaded discussion groups are a social media. We just didn't call it that yet. The fact that this has gone from geekdom into everybody's hands. Facebook is in everybody's hands. Everybody has a mobile device that they can use to send text. Means social media is as absolute a given as the web. We're going to use the web. Now we're going to use mobile. And we're going to use whatever else comes along. But we're going to use them to communicate. So social media is a done deal. That's for sure. Therefore, measuring it is important. So it is unique because when I measure you coming to my website, I measure your behavior. And I do surveys to find out why you came. And I learn what you tell me. Well, social media lets me learn what you tell others about me. And that's a different frame of reference. So that's new things to learn that I can use in different ways to change my messaging, to change the channels that I choose to reach out, to change my response to customer problems. So social media, it's a done deal. Measuring it's important. And it provides also a new type of information I didn't have before.
It's very interesting. So one of the things that we spoke today in the member meeting of the Web Analytics Association was the future. So you said that the future of Web Analytics is absolute one-to-one communication with customers. So what exactly do you mean, and how do we get there?
Yeah, so let me answer that second part first. I have no idea. It's something I've been trying to get to since I learned about computers. It's the philosophy that I can communicate with your company through the web, I can go from my computer to your computer, whether it's client server or the web or I don't care, or mobile, it doesn't matter. And there's enough smarts in your system that it can know who I am, know what I'm interested in, know what I searched for, know what my behavior for the last X period of time is, and statistically intuit what I want next and give it to me. So a waiter walking by can say, oh, his glass is half full, it's time to fill it up, and keep going without even asking. And oh, yeah, thank you, of course I wanted more water. The ability for the computer to do that, the possibility has always been there. Turns out to be very complex. And as time goes on and the systems become smarter, the things the computer needs to track about me become much more complex. Because now it's not just what did I click on or what did I fill in the form and what did I search on. Now it's what did I say about the company on Facebook and what did I tweet about it last night and what was my last interaction with the call center. All of that needs to come together in order for this machine to do a true interaction. The real value then is that the internet is going to allow, when we get to the end of machine intelligence, when we get to that point where it's just not smart enough yet, it can trigger interaction with a human, which now can happen right there on the screen. Little face can pop up, we can do a one-to-one discussion, and now I can create a relationship with that person. And that person can see that I'm struggling with something and offer to help, and I can say, yes, I'm trying to do X. And they can look at my behavior and say, oh, I think here's where you went wrong. If you let me control the mouse, I can show you which buttons you should have pushed, and we can do this together. Next time I have a problem, I can reach out to that person, and that person still has all that data behind them and can help me. So one-to-one communication doesn't mean we take the person out of the loop and it's all computer. It means that the computer facilitates a personal relationship.
And when will it happen?
I should live that long.
Great. So thank you, Jim Sterne, for a great conference, and thank you very much for the interview.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking.
Thank you.